You're listening to The Geek Awakens, where the talk is geekier than showing up on Tuesday for a Thursday show. Let's talk to the host, who did not try to show up to the show on Tuesday. It's Mitch.
You know, I guess I'm proud of your, commitment, I guess.
That's what I said. I mean, I appreciated the commitment involved, Tabitha.
I just missed you guys. I just forgot what day it was. I just don't leave my house very often. So.
And at least it was on the other day that starts with a T.
Right.
That's true.
Well, I mean, I only have, I have my kids, twice a week for sure, every week, and that's Tuesday and Thursday. So, I mean, you would have shown up, the kids would have been here, even of course this is where I'm supposed to be.
You would have been like, hi.
What's up, Tabitha? Are we hanging out today? I mean, I'm down, but I wasn't aware.
Heads up next time, maybe?
Maybe even a text on the way over is cool.
Nope.
Also introducing Matt.
Hey.
What's going on?
It's been a busy week.
I believe that I can be on the same level with you in that. So, yeah, it's been a long week for myself as well.
Yes.
So what have we got to talk about tonight, Mitch?
Oh, nothing much.
Cool.
Actually, Tabitha's going to start today off with a little bit of regular show news.
I'm super sad. The regular show's gonna be done in January of 2017. And when I read this, I'm a 30-year-old woman. Like, I should not be so upset by this, but I love the regular show.
Now, I have not seen a single episode of this show. What's it about?
Really?
I really haven't.
Okay.
I haven't either, so.
You guys, you're missing, the best show on TV. Not really, probably, but it's really good. It's Mordecai and Rigby. Rigby is a little beaver guy. I forgot what he's called. And then Mordecai is a bird. And it's their adventures. And they work in this park. And they live in this park. And it's just their, daily adventures with their friends and their girlfriends. And all the creatures on the show are people, but they're creatures. Or their boss, Benson, is a bubblegum machine. It sounds weird explaining it.
Okay, then.
So
It's
a cartoon
really good.
of animals as people is okay, but people dressing up as animals is not okay?
Right, but they're just animals.
Yeah, personification.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Started to say that word, and I'm like, that can't be right. But I'm sad. You guys should watch it. Just watch one episode.
Maybe now I'll catch up on it.
Since it's going away.
Right.
They're short episodes, nobody cares.
Well, I'm sad that you're sad.
I'm very sad. I got real upset, and I was like, look! And I screenshot it and sent it to people, and they were like, okay. Okay.
I mean, it's won Emmys and stuff, hasn't
It's
it?
such a good show. It's funny, and it's, I don't know, inappropriate a little bit sometimes, which we all appreciate.
Yes. Now, it's on Cartoon. Is it Adult Swim or just a regular Cartoon Network?
It's just a regular Cartoon Network show.
Okay.
It's not that inappropriate.
Okay. So the inappropriateness has to kind of fly under the radar.
Children could watch it and not get the inappropriateness because it doesn't happen very often.
Okay.
It's just a good, fun-loving show. Now it's gonna be gone.
It'll live on in your heart forever.
That's right.
And on the DVD seasons that I have.
That too. So anyway,
Nobody cares about my feelings.
I
It's not that we don't care. It's just that we've never watched it, so we
can't
empathize.
that's the word.
yeah.
Matt's just here to tell us all the words we're thinking.
This is what happens when I spend the last week working on stories.
I don't word today.
Oh,
I could have
well,
worded
this'll be
better on
fun.
Tuesday.
Well, I guess we're gonna just have to start recording on Tuesday.
Can you just record my part on Tuesday? Well, then I have to go to trivia. I don't know.
I was gonna say we could have a twice a week show. That'd be fun.
I'm out. Well, that's fine. That's not a bad idea, but the first night can be at your house.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, we all know how technologically that went last time.
We all know how that went.
There were lots of lost episodes.
Lots of lost episodes.
The lost episodes.
It's gonna have to be like some of those classic Doctor Who episodes that like they found the audio footage and so they're reanimating. Like,
Well, I mean, as long as we can eventually release them as like, you know, the lost episodes and sell them for
a
lots
lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down.
Anyway, moving on, a little bit of Star Trek Discovery news, which actually they also announced that they're pushing back. It was supposed to premiere in January. I think now it's premiering in May.
Okay.
So, gotta wait a little bit longer. But anyway, so Majel Barrett, who, and I don't ever know if I'm pronouncing her first name right.
No idea.
Yeah. She was on the original series. She also in real life was married to Gene Roddenberry, but in the original series she played a nurse, and then through every other incarnation of the series she's played the Starship's computer.
Okay.
Okay. So she passed away in 2008. But before doing so, she recorded a lot of like phonetic sounds and words and stuff, so that theoretically she might be able to still be the voice of the computer on Discovery,
Okay.
which would be cool.
I like it.
Yeah. Also, this article had another tidbit of information in which I didn't know. In the original pilot that had Christopher Pike instead of James Kirk, she was actually the ship's first officer, and she was only referred to as number one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a theory, because obviously in Discovery that the main character, she is only referred to as number one as well. The current theory is that this number one on Discovery is who that other one would have been.
in the original pilot.
Yeah.
Huh.
I like it.
Which would be cool.
That's cool.
Comes full circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's the circle of Trek. It's all the time that we have for today's show, guys. Ever. So, Matt, what's going on with Westworld?
Westworld. Okay, I'm really kind of surprised. I didn't even know that this was happening. This was coming. J.J. Abrams is working on a sci-fi drama for HBO. It's called Westworld, and there was speculation earlier this year that the show was having problems because they halted production. It turns out that the reason they halted that production was so that they can plot out roughly 5 to 6 seasons worth of shows. And to do so, they wanted to make sure that the last couple that they were filming tied in correctly with the rest of the story. So they waited. They got all those episodes mapped out and plotted out to go together. And then, they've worked it out. So now, as it's getting ready to be released, October 2nd, the end of the show will, assumingly, give hints and speculation towards the next 5, maybe 6 seasons worth of the show.
Okay.
Which really, if I were to ever write a television series, that's how I would want to do it.
Right.
I would love to know exactly where I'm going. Which, is in contrast to, another J.J. Abrams project, Lost. They had no idea where they were going in that first season. And they kind of left a lot of hints for us and for themselves as well. But, it got to the final season. It was like, oh, hey, it's not this. It's not this.
Right.
It's kind of this.
In this case, those hints that we see in the first season are actually going to come to fruition, later in the series. So, it won't be like Lost in that regard, but still, I didn't know that this was coming. I think it's cool that they've gone ahead and done the legwork so that they all fit together, and you're not trying to patch in new characters and backstory and such. It's all going to be there from the first time you see them, from first time things happen. So
The only thing that would suck about that potentially is what if this show bombs and it gets canceled after the first or second season, and they've done all that work for nothing.
that's true.
Though they're apparently pretty confident, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are some heavy hitters.
Yeah, the cast list was impressive, which part of surprised me too. Anthony Hopkins, Evan Rachel Wood, Thandie Newton, Ed Harris, Jeffrey Wright, and James Marsden. So a pretty good cast.
You perked up it.
I love that man.
Which
man?
one?
Irrationally love that man.
Who?
James Marsden.
He's a good guy.
Ugh.
I can't.
Can't. Why
No.
can't you?
Because he played Cyclops.
Oh, yeah, true. But,
I mean, I know he's been in other things, but he
Yes.
played Cyclops as such a douche.
well, I mean,
He really-
Cyclops.
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I mean, he played
he
the character
played-
well.
Really
Exactly.
good job. Stop hating.
So. Speaking of X-Men, it was announced that Fox has acquired the life rights to Stan Lee to make a 70s set action adventure movie about Stan Lee's life.
So I'll be putting up for bid my life rights. We'll let the bidding start at probably a measly $2 million. Oh wait,
wait.
Crisp $1. Well,
Mitch
it's
has
really
got
not
a
that
dollar.
it's
crisp.
not crisp at all. Do I have $2?
I can give you what's left of my Frappuccino.
Do I have $2 and what's left of Tabitha's Frappuccino?
I mean, $5 is as high as I'm going. You can buy your own Frappuccino for that.
That's a valid point. I'm down.
That does
Okay.
not have Tabitha's backwash.
I'll allow
I
you
just
to
want
make a movie of
backwash
my
of
life.
Frappuccino.
$5. Deal.
All right.
You now have my life rights.
Sweet.
I'm sure I'm gonna die before you. I'm way overweight.
I mean, things could happen, though. I could get hit by a car,
And then I could sell to somebody else.
I don't know if you can double dip on your life rights, dude.
Well, I mean, if you're
If
not
you're
there to
dead.
collect,
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a clause that I write in anyway. If you die before you write a movie or something, it's back to me. I can resell.
Fine.
Done.
But anyway. So back to Stan Lee. The producers that are attached to this, you've got Marty Bowen and Wick Godfrey. They've also done Twilight, Maze Runner, and Power Rangers. They're describing it as having the same kind of tone as Kingsman and the Roger Moore James Bond movies.
Those are two very different.
Yeah. So
So it's like
Not-
apples and it's like oranges.
I mean, not to mention Twilight, Maze Runner series, and Power Rangers. Which, I mean, we have yet to see Power Rangers, but, I mean,
Twilight is a
Twilight and-
fantastic movie franchise. Matt, you watch your mouth.
okay, I was
It's really hard to say that with a straight face.
Smile up. Yeah.
I was trying really hard.
about to announce a contest for a new member to the show.
That'd be fair. I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, okay.
But what I don't understand is how is a movie about the life of a comic book creator going to be an action adventure?
Maybe it's like he gets into his comics.
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah, that's the real
like,
question.
Like, what if it takes place not only as in a third person, but also inside of Stanley's mind?
Ooh.
And then you have Stan Lee pretending to be the Hulk or something.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Don't make me angry. I'm not sure if
that was way better than his Bond.
It's true.
I'm not sure if that was a decent impression, but I mean,
It's up there.
yeah.
It's up there.
Look. I don't claim to do good impressions here, people.
Yeah, but we claimed that for you, and we still expect you to hold up to that.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so a little bit other different kind of Marvel movie news. The directors behind Infinity War are addressed the idea of including other characters in Infinity War, such as Captain Marvel and the Netflix Marvel characters. They said that they consider everyone. We don't want to get too specific about what's going to happen with these movies. We want these movies to be a surprise for audiences. But they spoke very highly about Brie Larson's casting of Captain Marvel, saying not only is she an amazingly talented actor, but she's a wonderful human being. We really look forward to the opportunity of re-teaming with her.
Reteaming?
That's what it says. So it's heavily speculated that at least Captain Marvel's going to show up in Infinity War. If any of the others do, it's probably going to be nothing more than like a cameo.
I mean, it kind of makes sense for her to fall into the Infinity War, just with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Nova Corps and how that all ties together. I still want to see the Netflix superheroes show up on the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they would be an awesome part to be included.
Yeah. But I agree, but at the same time, and maybe it's just because I'm detached because I'm a terrible person, haven't really watched any of it. But I don't know if I'd want to see them for much more than just like a quick, hey, they do exist in this universe. You know.
I don't know. I think the concern is that maybe because it's a show versus a movie that the quality of acting isn't the same. I don't know if that's I'm making that
So
up.
which specific heroes are we talking?
We're talking.
It'll be the Defenders.
Yeah. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
Luke Cage,
Iron Man,
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Just kidding.
Iron Man's already in the movie.
Couple of them.
He's got another one coming out. A couple of other ones coming out.
I hate you people.
Iron Men. What's the proper plural?
I would say I think we covered this the other day when we said Spider-Mans. I think it'd be Iron Mans.
Iron Mans. Okay.
Multiple Iron Mans.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted just to avoid the plural form altogether, just multiple Iron Man heroes.
It's a good workaround.
But what if one of those Iron Man heroes is actually Sinister? Then they're not all Iron Man heroes.
Characters.
All Iron Man characters.
But they can't be characters like in universe. They can't be referred to as characters because
Fine,
in universe.
They're all wearing Iron Man suits. Take it.
Oh.
But what if one of those suits is actually has come to life and there is no person inside that suit?
It's called
typically-
Ultron.
Aha!
It's already happened.
Actually, I mean, I don't know if you watched the last Iron Man movie, but that was a thing, and they were still just suits, just remote controlled.
Right. But what were they referred to as?
I mean, did they get referred to at all?
I don't know.
You know what? They were they were referred to as suits because at one point Don Cheadle said, or Rhodey said, "Get me a suit," and he did. He jumped into a suit, which was, by the way, awesome. You remember that?
It was.
I want to run and jump into a suit. I mean, I would have to be a fat suit, like the Hulkbuster. 'Cause I'm not a small guy. And I'm afraid that the thing would form around me and I die.
But the Hulkbuster is pretty epic.
Right?
Pretty.
I
kick-ass.
also really enjoyed with the Hulkbuster how when a piece got torn off.
You got a new one?
Just got a new one
Yeah.
delivered. I'm like, what? Gosh. Anyways.
What was the story
Speaking
about?
of
Netflix characters being in Infinity
Oh,
War.
yeah.
There it is.
But random segue here, talking about suits and Hulkbuster, and kind of leads me to an interesting transition. Have you seen the picture of the dragon or the T-Rex Megazord or the Zord from the new Power Rangers movie?
No.
Oh my goodness!
No, you were flipping through the pictures and I was watching. It's
Doesn't that look sick?
pretty epic.
I mean, they've got a lot of really cool pictures in here. But I mean, obviously, we all knew it was going to be CG. They weren't going to, put some guy in a weird suit. And
I
maybe,
still
We're
kind
gonna
of
do
hope
like a
they
little-
were
I kinda
going
hope they do
to.
that.
I mean, there was always that. But have you? Like
Okay,
some
I'm
of
gonna
these,
get one of those suits. We're gonna paint it red, like one of those Tyrannosaurus Rex suits. We can run around
Oh,
and
yeah.
pretend to be a Zord.
Nice.
Just make sure I'm not there.
They've got some pretty like cool. There's one I really liked. That one
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
I hadn't until just now, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this film because well, that's who I am.
Right.
Anyway, sorry,
So-
randomly,
No,
taking us
thank
off
you.
on another.
Thank you for showing me that. So
What?
anyway,
What?
so Matt, what's got a little bit of iron or I'm done.
Bye, Mitch.
Wolverine 3.
So, I just threatening you with that.
You know that what you're holding up is also pink.
Do you want to talk about your story?
Oh no, we're saving that for last.
That's gonna be the last. I'm just gonna leave it up there though.
I kind of knew that would be the last story. Anyway, so Wolverine 3, they more or less have confirmed who the big bad guy is going to be,
Okay.
and it's going to be Mr. Sinister.
Okay.
It was teased at the end of X-Men Apocalypse in the post-credit scene.
Now, was it an actual post credit or like a pre post credit scene?
Mid post credit. I don't know.
So probably
It was-
mid credit scene.
Yeah.
That always got to me. Like I liked waiting through the whole trailer for whatever reason, but then when they started doing like the middle, I'm like, so do I just keep waiting for the rest of it? Like, what? Is there more?
You sit there for forever. The rest of your life, you cannot move, just in case.
Because I do that every
Yeah.
time. I'm in the theater and I'm like, well, that was a cool scene. Is there another? Is anybody know?
Well, I mean, at least you're still there instead of the dumb people that get up as soon as the credits start. It's like, have
Right.
you not been to a Marvel movie? Do
Ever?
you not have any idea what's coming?
Every Marvel movie
right,
ever.
everyone,
Right.
all of them.
And it's like, and it's even really to the point where I stay through credits of non-Marvel movies because that's kind of bled into. Well, I mean, hell, there was one for Ghostbusters.
It's a thing now.
Yeah.
They've
what?
made it a thing.
Was there?
Yeah.
What happened?
What? I still haven't seen it. So
Well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Fair enough. I might have
Sorry.
seen it. I'll be honest. I don't remember if I stayed.
I mean, it busted the door open for a potential sequel, which is likely never going to see the light of day. But
Doesn't that make you mad? Such a good movie.
yeah. But anyway, Mr. Sinister.
yeah, that's about it. I mean, they yeah. I don't know. There really isn't much else other than that, unless we go into the details of the post-credit scene and how the Essex Corporation is Mr. Sinister's real last name. But yeah, I mean, he was teased. They suspected it would be, and they've more or less said, yeah, that's They haven't said for sure that Mr. Sinister is going to be in it, but it's going to tie to the Essex Corporation, and some of one of the characters they are assuming might actually be Mr. Sinister himself.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
which I don't know, as a fan of the X-Men from like the 90s, which is when I really got into X-Men. Mr. Sinister was a huge bad guy then. I thought he was really cool then. I think it kind of has sucked that they haven't brought him into the universe yet. So, I don't know. As long as they don't, mess him up like they did Apocalypse, we should be in good shape.
Which, well, let's be honest, Fox's Marvel properties have a pretty good track record of messing things up.
I know. That's what scares me. Because I really want Mr. Sinister to be cool.
Honestly, the only property they've done decent with is X-Men, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. I mean, yes, he is part of the X-Men universe, but they did a really good job with Deadpool.
That's a valid point.
Yes.
No, you're right. I take back my statement. That is a valid point. That was probably one of the I'd say that's the best property. Personally. And Wolverine's up there. but
Yeah.
I mean, Deadpool.
after how many tries?
Yeah. Deadpool was just a bullseye from the beginning.
Right. Well, it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, there's such a fan base for Deadpool that you just have to say this will be a movie,
And there's going to be people there.
and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, all right. So moving on. There was, and actually, I posted this video on our Facebook page earlier today, so you can kind of take a look at it. But there is a video going out. Oh, what's his name? Ryan Potter. He was the voice of Hero in Disney's Big Hero 6, and he's also in Nickelodeon's Super Ninjas,
Super Ninjas.
spelled Supah.
Super.
I did not know that was a thing until I was reading this article.
God, I hate when they misspell things for children.
Yeah. And like how anything with an S becomes a Z.
Or anything that's like Toys R Us and the R is backwards. It just infuriates me. Teach the kids to read. Put all the spelling wrong. No.
It's like they have dyslexia. No, they just you
look
know.
at all the signage and stuff. Or like kids' schools with the Z. Yeah, never mind.
So
tell us how you really feel, Tabitha.
I got a lot of feelings today, guys.
anyway, so Ryan Potter, he put out this not really audition tape, but just kind of like a choreographed fight scene to put the seed in there for him to be Tim Drake as Robin in a future Batman movie.
Okay.
Which, I mean, where we are, especially, after seeing Jason Todd's Robin suit, I mean, he would be the next Robin.
So the timeline follows.
Right. So,
Well, I'm sure there's talk about it too. I mean, I'm not going to say that the DC cinematic situation is picking up, but something's happening. Whether we like it or not, something's happening.
They're moving forward.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
That's how exciting it is, folks.
I wish I was more excited. Just not.
So do they.
Yeah.
Aw.
But then they've got their TV. See, this is what I don't understand. This is okay. Here we go. Every time, I don't understand how they can have such amazing TV shows and such total crap movies. And I'm getting passionate about it.
I mean,
now.
I got nothing. I don't. Yeah.
Do you watch any of the shows?
I've seen a couple episodes of, I've seen an episode of Arrow, saw an episode or two of Supergirl, so not much.
But enough to be like, these 1 or 2 episodes are probably better than the movies I've seen, right?
I mean, enough that, when I get an opportunity, I'm going back and I'm watching all of Arrow, I'm watching all of Flash, Supergirl, maybe.
We're going to see what happens with
Right.
Supergirl.
But, I mean, I'm definitely going back and watching the other two.
Right. Well, and that's just it. I mean, these are my favorite shows. I mean, honestly, CW has my heart like all week long. So, I mean, I get so infuriated. I'm like, oh, you guys put out like subpar movies. You throw millions of dollars at it, and then you throw a couple $100,000 at a TV show that does significantly better. Maybe
It doesn't really make any sense.
right? They don't make near as much money off the TV shows, but I feel like they've got their more creative, and I don't know what's gonna happen. We've discussed it before when oh gosh, now I've lost his name again.
Jeff Johns
Thank you. When he kind of
has taken over as the DCEU.
maybe that'll change some things.
Yeah.
Shake some things. I hope so, because he's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
What he's done with those TV shows and just his comic books and everything, they're all fantastic. I'm just there we go. I'm gonna stop talking now. So I just get really passionate about the DC television universe versus their movies.
I mean, have you written to Jeff Johns and told him what, how
Maybe
how
I
you feel?
should.
How you feel?
That's I should. You know what? I'll how about this? For next show, I will prepare a speech that I'll give live on the show. We'll record it, and I'll send it to DC.
All right.
And since I have your life rights, when I make the movie based on your life, I mean, it's going to be way more epic.
That's fine.
I'm going to start working on like background music or whatever to play like while you're.
I'm actually
going to
have that set.
Okay, but I reserve the right to come up with something
Better.
just in case.
You say that. I'm actually going to be getting hold of Tabitha and Matt over the next week to fine tune it. It's going to be epic. You just wait. I'll give you guys each like a couple paragraphs to mess with.
It'll be a 5-paragraph essay. Intro, 3
3
points, and a
points.
conclusion.
Yes.
We're going to make this happen. I'm just saying.
I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat already. Well, not really.
No.
I'm on the metaphorical edge of my seat.
It's a metaphysical.
Metaphysical edge.
You're not funny. Anyway, Matt, you had a little bit of Indiana Jones news.
Yeah, I'm so at odds with this story because I love Harrison Ford. I love Indiana Jones. I love Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
Sure.
But there's a certain point where I feel like you should pack your bags and go back to teaching. Professor Jones.
Wow.
And I feel
Could you by chance just tell us how you really feel?
Maybe like he should have packed his bags before Crystal Skull.
you know, and the thing is, I actually kind of like Crystal Skull just because of the campy feel that it was supposed to have. I mean, it was supposed to be an 80s sci-fi movie, which is really, I mean,
It was close.
they did it. I feel like they did a pretty good job hitting a mark on that. I know I'm like the only person that thinks that, but
I mean, I enjoyed the film. Like I enjoyed all the films. No, I kind of agree with you. I don't know.
but the idea of him coming back one more time,
Right.
I feel like we should pass the baton.
I feel like, okay, so
I mean, if we're gonna do Indiana Jones again,
Like-
maybe a 75-year-old Harrison Ford should be jumping and leaping and
look.
swinging.
So really, you're just concerned for his health.
So
I
if we
really
could get-
kind of am. Like,
if we could get just somebody else to play like Mutt Lang, because I mean, look, let's be honest for a second. Let's just be honest for a second. Shia LaBeouf, not the best part for him, I feel. I mean, don't get me wrong, he plays the douche really well. Maybe because he is one. But,
Wow. Shots fired.
yeah, I'm telling it like it is tonight. It's my new segment. Tell it like it is.
that's our theme tonight. Don't hold back.
Isn't that a song? Anyways. But no, I mean, if they could do something like that, just, hell. You know what? Chris Pratt. Let's bring Chris Pratt in as either Indiana Jones or Mutt Lang.
I would be okay with that.
Right? If they were to like revamp Indy and just start over, bring on Chris Pratt. Personally.
I mean, Chris Pratt can't do everything, though.
Sure you can.
Yes, he can.
I stand corrected. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the guy. I mean,
What if...
I don't think he's done
Never mind.
anything wrong yet.
I agree.
No,
Have you
I want to know what you were
Yeah.
going to say.
We'll talk about it.
Oh,
It'll be brought
no.
up. I don't know if you listened really carefully. You can hear my baby screaming upstairs. That's always fun, right? I don't know what's going on up there.
It's our
Probably.
live studio audience.
Safer not to know.
And they're screaming. It can't be a good sign.
Well, So, let's see. All right. So they, which this is actually something that we talked about a little while ago when it was speculation, but it's officially official now. Margot Robbie has signed a first look producing deal with Warner Brothers, which includes a spinoff movie for Harley Quinn.
Wow, then.
And Tabitha's going to be first in line for it.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up. Pre-ordering my tickets right now. Sarcasm. I'm just so tired of Harley Quinn. Like, I'm a terrible female or something. I don't know. But that's just not... It's not a role model, guys. It's not a role model.
And like, especially like once Suicide Squad, like anticipation of it being released, and even after it was released, I mean, you would see all these memes of like, oh, I want a relationship like Joker and Harley.
Do
No, you don't.
No.
Well, Well, now, like, the big thing going around is they're, like, quote-unquote shipping Harley with Poison Ivy now.
I mean, that's even been in the comic books.
Right, and they're like, well, maybe this movie Harley's going to be with Poison Ivy. And I'm like, they're not going to do that. Are you high? Like, in no world are they going to put a lesbian Harley Quinn on the... I mean, that would be great, but they're not going to do that.
No.
They can't...
Especially... I mean, yeah,
they would never in a million years do it. And if they do, I will eat my words. But they're never going to do that. They're going to have problematic relationships, problematic characters that they're marketing as role models for young women, and it's enraging me.
Well, why can't you have a problematic character also be a lesbian?
I mean, you can, but they're not going to do that. Like, they might do it in the comics. They might, there's God knows how much fan fiction out there for it, but they're not going to put that.
So much fan fiction.
But they're not going to put that on the big screen. Like,
I don't know. And maybe it's just because I'm, wanting to be confrontational or something today. But I think I would disagree.
I mean, they might. Okay, so this is how they would do that, though. They would put it up there like men view lesbians. No offense, but they would be like that whole like two super hot chicks like pillow fighting and putting their makeup on together and then making out a little bit. Like, I think that's what guys think lesbians do. But anyway, I don't know.
I mean, isn't it?
No,
I'm just kidding.
but like it would be that way. Like, it wouldn't be like any kind of real relationship like you see between a man and a woman in a movie.
Okay.
It would be very like...
Yeah, because that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's where I assumed it would go.
Yeah. And I mean, they might throw that in there, but it would be as like an aside. Like, it wouldn't be like the main relationship. It'd be like, oh, Joker sits back and watches kind of thing. That's what they would allude to. Or
it would be a situation of Harley or Poison Ivy like just doing it to get...
Right, exactly.
To their next step to get to what they want.
Exactly. I'm done now.
So, that article also said that the Hollywood Reporter said that she would be starring and co-producing in an upcoming all-female heroes and villains movie featuring the likes of Batgirl, Birds of Prey, etc. No mention of Poison Ivy, though.
As long as they don't put them in the skimpiest costumes that they can possibly find, I'm down for that.
Too late.
Right.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, it sells.
I know, and that's the problem.
I know it is.
It's the problem.
You make an interesting point, like especially with Batgirl, like she's like her costume has never been skimpy.
No, because she's Batgirl. She's
Right.
under 18. But when you see her in like random things, she's like, hi, these are my boobs, and I'm like, but no, stop being slutty. Like, just stop with the slutty costumes.
Yeah, we're vastly approaching October here, and I used to work at a Halloween store. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you go and you look at all like the kid costumes, and they're cool, and like the men's costumes are neat, but every woman costume was like
slutty bottle of ketchup.
Exactly.
Like,
just talk amongst yourselves.
anyway.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, it's speaking of Halloween and with Harley Quinn. I mean, there's no way that she is not the number one female costume that you're going to see this year.
Oh, you're 100% absolutely right. There's going to be Harley Quinns absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, and in all different variations.
I mean,
hopefully.
I have a couple of friends that have gone to cons and cosplayed as Harley, and some of them have done it in a very tasteful, way, and I've seen photos of it being done in a very tasteful way. And then I've also seen photos of it being done in a, should you have left the house looking like that?
Right.
Question mark to kind of way.
I know we talked about it privately, but I don't think we talked about it on the show. When Lilith and I went up to Wizard World a couple weeks ago, you made the suggestion that we should do a shot for every Harley Quinn costume that we see.
You've been drunk really fast, I assume.
Well, it was going to be we're going to get drunk later on, including Tabitha. And I sent her a text later that same afternoon, or maybe it was the next morning. I think it was the
next morning.
Saying, we're just going to have a bottle each and call it a day.
Wow.
Because we got there, and maybe not even 2 hours after getting there, like double digits. And not just like, oh, hey, it was the same Harley Quinn. We just spotted her a couple times. Like double digits, like independent, different Harley Quinns.
So more than the number of Deadpools we saw at C2E2 last year.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a lot, because that was right after that came out.
And there were still a lot of Deadpools, but, he paled in comparison.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm all for cosplaying. I'm all for people having, favorite characters and things. And
But
I'm
pick
all
a decent
for,
role model?
Right. Like, I'm all for adults doing it. Like, I'm 30 years old. If I wanted to make Harley Quinn my role model, I mean, I chose a poor husband, but, like, he's not psychotic. But but if I had a kid, which I don't, but if I had a child, I wouldn't want her being like, I want to be like Harley Quinn when I grow up. You want to be fresh out of a psych ward and in love in a problematic relationship? Okay. Good to have goals, honey. Like.
Nice. So, gonna move on a little bit. Tabitha, you had a story about Groundhog Day.
Okay.
And not the holiday.
Not the holiday. I love musicals more than I love pretty much anything in the entire world. They're making Groundhog Day a musical.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I am kind of excited, kind of confused, but then I kept thinking about like what the songs are going to be like. Are they just going to do the same songs over and over? It's Groundhog Day. Like, is it just going to be like the same two songs like over and over and over and over and over? Because it's going to have to be, because all the stuff is the same.
Yeah.
Unless it like freezes the stage and then it's him like singing like about how everything's the same. But they can't have different musical numbers because then it's not Groundhog Day.
And you're really going to find somebody that does Bill Murray's part better than Bill Murray?
Exactly. Especially when they have to sing. Maybe Bill Murray will do it. Now that I would watch. But I just don't know how they're going to do that. And I was trying to figure out like the logistics and I couldn't. But it's already like set to...
That's why I took my hat off earlier, because I kept hitting the bill on my microphone.
What does that sound? It's already played in London, and it's going to debut in April of 2017 here.
Sorry. Ugh. We really need a bigger studio. Actually, this is a bigger studio than our last one, but...
I mean, we talk about Tabitha always putting herself at the corner. Like, we put this desk in like the worst possible spot.
So, okay. The thought process was initially, and I think I may switch some things up very soon. Thinking about getting rid of that desk, putting this up here somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fridge, just everything's in the way. That's what the problem. Then we could probably straighten the desk out a little bit. I don't know. So, I should probably say, my mom is here. She's watching my kids for me while we're doing the show. And my daughter has not been feeling well. So my mom went to give my son a bath, and she threw a fit. Nobody could hold her. She didn't want anybody. She didn't want me when I went up there, which sucks. I'm like, come here, and she's like, get away.
She's a woman.
All right, well, okay. So that's what
She's a small child.
That's what the screaming was all about. My mom was not giving her a bath.
Well,
It fits with those, sets of pictures that show up online about why toddlers are screaming or crying. It's like, oh, I gave him what they asked for.
Right.
Oh, you wanted a chicken nugget? Here's a chicken nugget. I'm going to cry and throw a fit about it.
Right.
Life is a parent.
Oh, jeez. Wherever we were, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
it's all right. Anyway, so you were saying it had already played in
Groundhog
London?
Day?
Yes,
London?
it already London?
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 With an O-N, yes. It's going to make its Broadway premiere in April of 2017. It says it follows, obviously, the same storyline as the film, and it doesn't give me a whole lot of other details. And I did not watch the video because I don't want to be... I didn't want like an idea of what it is going to be in my head before like the soundtrack comes out for it, because God knows they'll make an original cast recording. So
With like the same 2 or 3 songs over and over again.
I don't know how that's going to work. Groundhog Day is a musical. How does that work? Is it the same song every day?
Well, I guess no, not necessarily. You could, there'll be certain there will be certain aspects that repeat. It's not the end of the show, folks.
He just loves that song so much. That's his ringtone.
It's there will be certain aspects that repeat. But I think they'll take different aspects and stuff like they did with the movie. I mean, it wasn't like the same thing over and over again.
No, I mean, he changed it, but I mean, you have to think like with musical numbers, those are big productions. And like in the movie, like it was slight things that changed on a day-to-day basis because of his actions. But I feel like an entire cast breaking out into a completely different song is going to be like, oh, it's clearly a different day because they're singing a different song. Like,
well,
I don't know, I
so
can't wrap my head around it.
a lot of times what directors, playwrights will do or musical writers will do is they'll take a song and use the same melody over and over.
Yeah, I mean, you see that
So,
with
I mean,
pretty much every musical.
Yeah,
so
you're
it's
going to have
expected.
that. I think that's what's going to mostly be a lot of the same stuff, just different words.
That
Reprise or
underlying
reprise?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be like reprise number 20. Think about it. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense.
I want to know how it's going to work. That's all I want to know.
I guess watch the video.
I don't want to do that.
Do you want us to watch the video and tell you?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Someone just explain to me how it works.
All right, I'll watch the video. You write my speech.
It's like you're doing each other's homework in class.
It's true.
I'm down.
I'm not a very good speech writer.
Never mind. I'll still watch the video, though.
Okay.
So, Matt, you had something about World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I played World of Warcraft for a number of years after it first came out. I no longer have the time to play. I wish I did. But recently they had a new expansion come out. Raised the level cap, added a bunch of things, new zones. One of the things that Blizzard promised with this release was that players would be able to go around the world of Warcraft and discover things that weren't on the map, things that hadn't been, basically the things that they hadn't announced. Okay, so a group of players went in and started on one of these treasure hunts, looking for a prize that hadn't necessarily been announced, but it was supposed to be there anyways. So they go looking, they're doing things, they're doing things in order, they unlock a couple of puzzles, and all of a sudden they unlock a giant world-eating god, a world boss.
That's not good.
It was like, oops, that was not what they were going for. They're going for like a prize, like a mount that they could all ride across the world. And there's this giant boss comes out, smashes them all, and threatens to destroy everybody else in the zone. So now the rest of that server, has to take on that boss. But it's exactly what Blizzard wanted to happen. I guess it just shows that they planned very well. That they were going out for a prize and unleashed a boss.
I mean, that's kind of how things usually happen. Yeah. Like, prime example, Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just saying.
Basically, story of my life.
You unlock a world boss?
Yeah. Like, oh, hey, I'm just going to do this one really cool thing real quick. Oh, wait, oh. Hey, what's up? Terrible, awful. Oh, hey, my car just exploded. That's cool.
When did your car?
Galaxy Note 7?
Oh.
It didn't.
Right?
Galaxy.
You're very, melancholy today.
I don't know why.
And he's got like an emo hair thing
He
going
does.
too.
And the hat?
'Cause of
earlier?
Well, yeah, because I didn't do anything with
because he
my
had the
hair.
emo hat on.
I just really
Yeah.
like that hat. I've had this hat forever, and I found it the other day.
It's a lovely hat. It's just...
I mean, I did kind of go through an emo phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't we all?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Didn't we, most of us?
Didn't we? Some of us.
I think it's just because I'm in a perfectly good mood, but I think it's just because I really didn't do anything today, so I'm still kind of in my
Meh.
just kind of in my mellow mood. So anyway,
Mellow mood.
yes.
Mm.
Tabitha, you got really excited about Winds of Winter, and then you got very not excited anymore.
I'm just toying with my emotions at this point, and I'm done. I'm done looking for release dates. I'm done waiting on announcements. I'm just gonna assume that George R. R. Martin's gonna die before I get this book, and then someone's gonna have to finish it.
That sounds like an awful idea.
I mean, yes, but I mean, Brandon Sanderson did a great job with Wheel of Time, but
that's Brandon Sanderson.
right. I want this
He's
book.
he's a great writer in his own regard.
True. Well, maybe he'll finish Winds of Winter for us. No, it doesn't match.
Totally not
Yeah,
his.
let's not
yeah.
do that. There's still a posting that says that the release date is in March of 2017. It's still there.
But didn't the publisher say that?
But the publisher's like, no, just kidding.
It's like, no, we don't even have a
No,
full
we don't have
draft
anything.
yet.
We don't have anything because George R. R.
Sorry,
Martin
they're
writes
gonna-
one word a day. He's like, and I'm done. And the next day he's like, door. And he's like, and I'm done.
They're gonna update it for April 1st. It's gonna be the release date.
Or what if they're toying with you right now by saying, "No, just kidding,
Or
we don't
what if,
really know."
This is my other thing. What if they're just being a bunch of jerks, and then one random day, bookstores just randomly get the book, and they're like, "What?" Like if I were a really popular author and somebody had been waiting on my book, I would troll the world. I would be like,
Valid point. I mean,
"No book," and then I'd be
maybe
like,
that's what's happening.
boom,
Are we getting
book.
trolled right now?
But George R. R. Martin's kind of a dick, so maybe.
And even then, the box will specifically say "Do not open before such and such date."
Right.
Under penalty of law.
Yeah.
On the cover, it'll say "Not Winds of Winter."
Not by George R. R. Martin. This has nothing to do with the Song of Ice and Fire. Please go away. I want the book, but at this point I'm so irritated that I don't even care anymore. Yes, I do. I want the book.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised you haven't traveled to George R. R. Martin's house.
People yell at him when they see him. There's this whole thing where people see him at events and things and they're like, "Come on, bro."
And that's why he's taking his sweet time.
Nerds are
Yeah.
patient people generally, but I mean, come on.
No, we're not.
I mean, with stuff like I get it. These are detailed, in depth. He's I understand that.
But when was the last book?
You asked me this before, and I don't remember.
Ah.
It's been long enough. Get it together.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, because it's
That's a bit.
Because I saw the article and they were talking about how the first couple were released in relatively quick succession, and then it was 5 years between the last couple.
the last 3 have taken 5 years to release.
Well, if it's been 5 years, then maybe it's gonna happen.
I do. I feel like we're being trolled.
That'd be awesome, right?
And then my other fear is that he croaks and doesn't finish it, and then because it's Game of Thrones, no one wants to take that pressure on, and then it sits somewhere for another 20 years. I mean, just give me the book. I'll finish it. It's
2011. Yeah, it was 96, 98, 2000, and then 05 and 2011.
Yeah, that's rough.
Why is it listing a 7th book?
fine. What's it say?
A Dream of Spring?
Oh, it's the wrap-up conclusion thing that'll probably never happen.
Okay.
I mean, he's not going to make it that long. Let's get real.
Well, look, either old age is gonna catch up with him, or very angry fan.
This is my fear. He's gonna
That
die.
doesn't do anybody any good.
No. Then no one's happy. But he's gonna die. They're gonna
that's worse
wait
than
and wait and wait,
apartment.
and then my early onset Alzheimer's is gonna take over, and I'm gonna be laying in the nursing home, and they're gonna release Winds of Winter, and I'm not even gonna care anymore.
Well, then you can just reread all of them again.
And it'll be new, but it'll be,
They released the new Twilight book. Yay!
God, it's all coming back to Twilight tonight.
It's better than it all coming back to drones.
It's all coming back to me now.
We haven't
Hey,
had
Celine
a.
Dion.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Okay, so Tabitha and I played trivia on Saturday night, and there was this one category where they would just do the like the chorus to a song, but just like spoken word, and you had to write down what song it was.
Okay.
And she was convinced that "It's All Coming Back to Me Now" was one of them.
And it was not.
It was not. I don't even remember what.
Not even close.
I don't even remember what the song actually was.
I don't remember what the lyric was because then I just forever kept singing "It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now" to Mitch loudly.
Yeah.
Can we hear that?
No.
Okay.
So, going from the possibility of George R. R. Martin dying before Winds of Winter is completed to another thing that was taken from us too soon. The Day for Night Music Festival in Houston. They released the lineup for that, and included in that lineup is a 72-foot tall and 34 inches wide hologram of Harambe.
Too soon.
Yeah. That's going to be a thing. And I'm so over Harambe. Like, I don't care if that makes me sound like a cold individual.
No, I'm with you.
Like, I feel terrible for the gorilla, and I feel like, I'm being the better person by not giving in to the whole Harambe craze.
So
Is it bad I had to go look up what the name was? I didn't realize that it was that gorilla. Because that's how much I cared when the story happened originally. I didn't know.
But, hey, you know what? I got nothing.
So.
Do you got anything else, Mitch?
Well, we've got 2 stories left.
Okay.
Including that includes yours. The other one is actually from Tabitha, who has another animal story. This one has not been taken from us too soon.
No, because Diego is super old and he's adorable. I love turtles. Just throwing that out there.
Turtles.
I love turtles. And he's okay. So the giant tortoise species has been dying off because, endangered animals and such. But Diego, this giant old turtle who
How old is he? That's not like the setup to a joke. Like,
no, he's over 100. He's over 100 years old.
Oh, we did forget about that.
I don't know what's happening. But he's fathered an estimated 800 offspring in his lifetime.
dude
He's
is getting it
essentially
on.
repopulating the turtle, like the giant
Good.
tortoise population, by himself.
Good for him.
Right. Like,
Himself.
God, really? I like the quote in here that says he's a very sexually active male reproducer. Like, he's like the...
No, really?
Right, 800 offspring. He's like the Hugh Hefner of the tortoise world.
So random other
Does he have his own empire?
random
Magazine.
I don't know.
Sexy tortoises.
Now I'm picturing Diego in like a smoking jacket and slippers.
Play tortoise.
I was trying to think of
Sultry pictures of tortoises.
Not gonna lie, I might buy that calendar.
100% shells off.
I hope not. I mean, that's
That's dangerous.
random other animal thing before we get to the last one. The Chicago Zoo. The zoo in Chicago, one of their camels gave birth to a baby camel. And they named the camel Alexander Camilton.
That warms my heart.
It does. It
It's
just
epic.
makes me smile and makes me warm and fuzzy all over.
That always makes me... I saw that story the other day. I'm like, aw. You know what else makes me warm and fuzzy, guys? This next story.
Ew.
So look, and this is going to be an interestingly awkward conversation, but we're going to have it.
Can I go ahead and can I say it this time?
What?
Wrong show.
Yeah, no, this is totally for the wrong show, but it's tech, so I mean,
And it's right up your alley because it's tech.
right. So, Tabitha, do you have trouble waking up in the morning?
Not at 9:44 in the morning.
But like,
No.
no. Okay.
I'm perfectly satisfied with my current alarm.
Are you now?
It plays The Lion King.
And it leaves you satisfied, huh?
It leaves me awake, and then I get coffee, and
So, apparently a company out there has made what's called the a little rooster is what it's called. Now, that's what it's called, the little rooster.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
no,
No, can't even say that. I'm pretty sure we just broke a law or something. The little rooster is a little device. It's an alarm clock. It's pretty basic. So like first you set like for the time you want to wake up. Now there are like two modes. One's ultra quiet and one's like ultra loud. That's or as they say, monster loud. But let me explain this to you a little bit better. This little thing, first of all, I think we agree. It looks like a spatula.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You can use it
looks like
later
a-
to make pancakes.
It looks like a Barbie spatula. Like
It's
it
a
looks like
pink
it belongs
spatula.
in a little girl's Little Tikes playhouse.
But it does not belong to little girls.
yeah, it is
not-
not for girls.
But that's what it looks like. It is for girls.
Well,
It's
it's
for
for
Not
women.
little girls.
Not
For
little
women.
girls.
No.
Most alarm clock. This is from them. Most alarm clocks irritate you awake. The result is you wake up feeling irritated. But the little rooster wakes you with pleasure. That's right. This little device goes inside of your underwear, and it wakes you up with. It starts off with a very soft, basic vibration, and then it builds, and it's supposed to wake you up with an orgasm. And I don't know if there's like a setting for like how long you want this to go on prior to achieving your climax, but I do know that it has.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how you people wake up, but if my lady parts start vibrating at 6:15 in the morning, I'm going to freak out. Like, it's not going to be like, ooh, what's that? It's going to be like, holy shitsoli, what's happening? And I'm going to like jump out of bed in a panic, and I'm going to be even more upset than if the Lion King would have woken me up.
So the way it's got 27 ultra quiet levels of intensity, and then
27?
27, and
A
then three
man
more
invented this because he thinks a woman is way more uncomplicated.
three
than she
more
is.
monster loud ones for hard sleepers. No pun intended. I'm not going to go into the details of how it works and how it's placed. But it starts 5 minutes before your time to wake up and gradually gets you worked up for the big finish. I'm reading, of course, from the thing. They say that by achieving climax, it actually has a lot of health benefits for when you wake up. Stress relief, help with insomnia, alleviates pain, helps you live longer, stimulates brain, and keeps you young looking, apparently. And for the guys, they are currently working on a male version of the Little Rooster as we speak. So
How about that?
yeah, that's exciting.
So okay, so my thing, you know how they say like you don't ever want to set an alarm on your phone like your favorite song because you're going to learn to hate that song because you associate that with waking up. You see where I'm going with this?
Ruining orgasms for women all over the world.
All of a sudden, women just stop having sex because you're like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I have sex and I wake up and that's it. That's all I think about now. Waking up. F. This is gonna end. This is gonna end so many relationships.
It's gonna end humanity because women aren't gonna. They're gonna be like, whatever.
Husband's gonna look at his wife. Is there any reason you had to wake up 7 times last night?
I just don't. I just can't. Like I have. Okay, I have no words. Like a man invented this product. That's all that. I mean, it has to have been a man.
What?
I cannot for 1 second believe a woman was like, "Let me put this spatula in my pants and wake up happy every morning." Like, and then there's like all these health benefits to a female orgasm,
And like,
written by a man.
and it really like, it's like an extra punch too that it's only comes in pink. Well, I don't know if it only comes in pink, but the picture that I saw,
they've only showed the pink.
Yeah.
Now, jeez. This show is going downhill so fast.
I mean, this time it's your fault.
I'll take the blame. But I didn't know about this before the show. You know that, right?
That's true. I mean, I guess it still does fall back on me because I talked about this
He gets
before we got on.
He's like, so I was looking for the story that I can't find now, and me being the guy, I'm like, oh, well, let me find that story for you. And then I found that story. I'm like, there's no way I'm not talking about this.
Did they say what like the retail cost of that thing was?
Just under $100.
I'd still rather wake up to the Lion King.
It's a circle of life.
No, not that one.
Yeah. What song?
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes
loudly.
sense.
I'm very awake.
Okay.
Do you like shoot up right out of bed? Because I probably would at least the first couple of times.
I mean,
Lift your pillow up in the air.
I've Simba'd the dog a couple of times. Like, no.
Dog's like, not this again. Starts hearing the sound and it runs out of the room. F that jazz. Last time she dropped me on my head.
Sounds like me.
Oh my goodness.
So, is this like on sale now, or is it like
It's gonna be released before the end of the year.
just in time for the holidays?
That's right. Come
Stocking
get your.
stuffers, guys. Get it?
Why is
played.
Why is that stocking vibrating?
That was a win.
Dang. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for this show. Typically, we're not this.
It happens.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but it happens.
On the other hand, if you enjoyed this show, please let us know.
Wait for it. Ooh. Little voice crackage right there.
Here it comes. There it is. All right, so we'll be back next week, same time, same place, right, guys?
Right.
Yeah. I do have something to tag really quick. Weeble's Bar and Grill this a week from Sunday has a chili cook-off. You can enter your own chili in for like $10 or $20. And then one of the members of the 217 radio crew is going to be the judging on it. As of right now, it's slotted to be me, but I may have to replace myself because I think I'll be out of town that weekend. But as of right now, I will be there. But I think we'll be broadcasting there, bring some guys in on it. But I just found out about it, so
Cool. Fun.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Week from Sunday, I believe they start cooking at like 9 in the morning, and then they're gonna do the judging at like around 1:30, 2 o'clock. Over at Weeble's Bar and Grill, week from Sunday. Chili cook-off. Good times. Other than that, folks, that's all. You guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you all on Monday for the Pig and Joe show, and on Mondays who are pink. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Is that amazing?